in God's might.
All kinds of mind games here in the draft, gods. Teams, you know, you're not sure what you're going to see. You see the Chen. Is it a support? Is it a core? We just don't know. Skywrath Mage coming out for OG, and then the HellRaiser side, it's like a turbo mode game. They've got 5 scaling, you know, carry heroes.
Who needs supports? Apparently not HellRaisers, but they might need something to help them out. Their odds are against them. I think expected OG favorites here. 1.45 odds. Rightfully so, favored.
Well, regardless of who wins, you know it's going to be interesting because I don't think OG's had a boring series yet this tournament.
They really haven't. They've
perhaps made things a little harder for themselves at times than they needed to. A little too cocky or, you know, hyper aggressive.
Funnily enough, their most straightforward series was against one of the best teams, Enigma. Yeah, that was the first series they played. They 2-0'd them pretty convincingly, ran over them, and since then it's been very eventful, entertaining. We've talked to like Seb a few times, and you know, I think he's even mentioned like, oh, you know, we're trying to do some fun stuff. I hope the fans enjoyed it. So I think OG are, of course, I think playing to the crowd a little bit at times, but of course also trying to win.
Yeah, this format definitely matters how you finish in the groups, affecting, you know, if you start in the upper bracket or not, I believe, right? So
top 4 advanced, bottom 4 eliminated, and OG 3 and 2, so they need to make sure they win at least one of their 2 remaining best of 3s.
And I think the graphic I saw, it's like the top 2 from each group are in the upper, and the bottom 2 from each group are in the lower.
That is correct, yes.
So yeah, you at least want to finish in the top 2, and OG 3 and 2, they are up there, but you know, HR 2 and 3, this is going to be a very close group. Lots of playoff implications as we come down the stretch.
If OG win both their series, they're probably in second place. There's a chance Viking GG also win both their series, and we could see a tiebreaker scenario.
And I would imagine OG wins that if there's not extra games played.
I guess it's head-to-head, which...
Because they won
no, Viking GG won that series.
Yeah, they won the 2-1. It was kind of a crazy series.
So that means Viking GG would get second place, I guess, in that scenario, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe OG, if Viking GG win both their series, maybe OG's not going upper bracket, but I don't imagine they're thinking that far ahead. They're just trying to take it series by series for now.
One game, one moment at a time, and for now, the moment is Miposhka's harassing Noto quite a bit near top.
I'm not so sure about 5-position Skywrath Mage or Skywrath Mage at all. This hero feels a bit underwhelming right now. Everyone, it's so easy to get stats and regen. We see a lot of double bracer builds, Hood's a value item, and Mangoes are a lot worse than they used to be, so it just seems like Skywrath as a hero is kind of hard to do much past the laning stage.
Everyone has their own courier now. Reign of Terras got the buff recently. We've seen a lot of heroes starting with that or getting it early as a core, and like you said, tanks are in vogue.
Yeah, there's items like Raindrops, which people kind of always forget about, but they are commonly bought anytime there's a nuke like a Skywrath.
Sumail is manning up here on Miposhka, and oh no, he doesn't get the boundless strike off.
That's the ping. That right there is the high ping. He realized the first attempt was going to miss, so he had to cancel it, but then the second one, he died before he could use it.
They almost lost No-Tail there too. He's going to pop the clarity, sticks around, doesn't want to miss that XP from the range creep, and Miposhka salving up no regen on No-Tail as he did go boots first. He may have to just go back to Fountain soon.
Taking a look at some of the other lanes. Unexpectedly, yeah, PL is going to be going mid against the Batrider. They did not want the Death Prophet mid versus the Batrider, which was why they waited to see kind of OG for them to pick up their heroes. I think once they saw 33 Chen and 7 the Bat, maybe they thought that was going to be in the off lane. Not the case, but they still managed to find at least a decent lane to send Death Prophet to.
Roger getting harassed here by the Ghost quite a bit of 33, and he's doing just fine.
It's a great
creep. He's going to get a free courier as well. Funnick showing off his confidence, I guess, but the Timber is tanky, the courier is not.
So now picks up a range creep. He's going to be playing the last hit game with the range creep plus Ghost. The Ghost and range creep doing piercing damage, so very good at farming with these. You're going to basically be able to last hit everything.
Not going to be able to harass Funnick at all, though, as you can see. He's very confident, but if Chen's getting his levels, getting his own farm, he'll be happy with that, and he's 12 and 6 already.
Yeah, it reminds me maybe a little bit of when he played that lane against the Necro, where, yeah, in theory you can get your last hits with these creeps, but the hero you're laning against, you have no kill threat on it. At some point, once they get enough farm and levels, they're going to run over you, push your tower, and bully you out of the lane. You can see here already 33, falling back to the jungle, knowing that as much as you kind of can last in lane, you're just giving Timbersaw a very free time.
So we didn't talk about mid yet. We should do that quickly. Seb on the Bat Rider has been doing some creep cutting, jungle farming, already hits level 5 on a good pace here, as he's just been kind of dodging the PL. Obviously, PL is one of the better matchups versus Bat with the Doppelganger to you know, remove those napalm stacks, and of course you've got a good escape mechanism. But Seb just playing keep away. Yeah,
I think he could at least bully the PL a bit more. You're never going to be able to really kill him because of those different tools he has, but what Seb's doing, the pros, is very much, he's going to out-farm the PL because he's farming the creeps and the jungle, and since he knows he can't kill the PL, he's just going to let the PL free farm. PL won't be missing farm underneath the tower. Seb manages to get a double wave, and will probably try and farm the double wave plus neutral camp here, but he has to be careful as Roger's rotated in, and Seb is not going to go for the neutral camp. It is a Centaur, and cheeky play by the Pengo to deny some creeps there.
No. Firefly still has a little longer to go. Nyx did move towards him, but he can't leave the lane for longer. He's going to miss CS, so no real chance to pursue. 33 has rotated off to the jungle, also on a great pace. Timbersaw getting free farm. How do you feel about the Timber this game, Gods? It seems like they have quite a few ways to deal with him, at least in the mid game.
Yeah, the Bat Rider is going to be great, but you know, Nyx has got easy ways to set up the Carapace, the stuns. The question is, do they have the damage? And I think I have some doubts about whether they're going to be able to easily kill him. I think it's a very free Timbersaw game. When as soon as they saw that Chen first pick, they love Timbersaw without it. Funnick's been playing it all tournament long, but into Chen, Timbersaw is one of the best cores you can have. So I think it's a very good Timbersaw game, and Funnick, once he gets like a hood, he should be pretty unkillable.
Well, the tri-lane here from OG, not really converting much, though. As I say that, perhaps I've jinxed Kasani, as he's been silenced, pursued by the Monkey King, stunned, and looks to be dead. Kill secured by the Boundless Strike, so nicely played, and they need those, otherwise they're going to fall behind here on XP.
Yeah, Kasani going down there. Definitely not the player you want to see dying for your HellRaisers.
Yeah, still Monkey King on his 24 CS. You know, he's not having a free lane by any means. Now it's starting to free up a little, but Death Prophet was only slightly behind before that kill.
Yeah, not at all. And Nyx on the PL has 40 last hit. It has been a free game for him. I like this move coming out from OG. They bring 33 in the mid lane. Chen can't do anything against Timbersaw. It's very much a hero that, when you don't have counters to Timbersaw, you can still beat it if you play keep away. So whichever lane the Timbersaw goes to, you just have to go somewhere else on the map. He TP's mid, 33 will not stick around. He immediately makes a line towards bottom lane. And then for Timbersaw, it's your job to go wherever the Chen is pressuring. So I would like to see Funnick kind of just try and mirror the Chen's movements around the map.
Now Seb has the Ice Armor and a bottled Arcane Rune, so a pretty good pickup for Bat Rider. Has the lasso ready. Unlikely he goes for this Timber or PL, but should be able to farm very effectively with this.
Arcane Rune is fantastic to have early on, like you say.
Top lane, looks like Miposhka's in trouble. Sumail trying to run him down, looks to jump away into the river. He goes with the Dissimulate. Again, the Boundless Strike not connecting. And Miposhka may just get out of here. Salve comes through, will retreat. Meanwhile, Sumail being run down by Kasani all the way under the tower. He dives and Crypt Swarm just slightly too far to the south. Sumail going for the mischief dodge, but don't believe it was necessary there.
Yeah, a few spells being missed here and there. Sumail, of course, playing from North America, and the European servers makes life a little bit trickier. And
they have the Bat Rider top. They want to go in Kasani.
Can Seb find a way in? He's now got level 7, so holding onto a skill point. Gets the 3rd point in sticking napalm, but will TP back to defend.
This is the nice thing about running the Chen, whether it's core or support. He can go to the jungle. That will allow the Nyx to take a lane now that they feel like Sumail's lane is more secure.
And the Bat Rider, you can kind of see, you mentioned how some of these hero counters and matchups work. He's following the Timbersaw around. Timbersaw goes to pressure lane. Bat Rider wants to go where he is.
Speaking of, lasso on bottom on Funnick as the action also breaks out top. Funnick has 5 napalm stacks on him. In comes 33 as well with the Chen army. They're in pursuit. They did lose the Void Spirit as we saw top a moment ago. Roger still being hounded. Seb still has the Arcane Rune. He's got a Firefly soon. I think he's going to commit for this. Nice stomp. And the Firefly secures the kill and may allow them to just take the tower as well.
Yeah, that was such a great way to use the Arcane Rune. Gets the lasso and the first Firefly off with the Arcane Rune, so the second one comes up basically as the first is, like 5 seconds after the first one wears off. And Kasani's having a rough game, is getting bullied once again once he comes back to this top lane.
Does get the Spirit Siphon on No Tail, and they start to work on him. Exorcism coming out. Can Sumail fight this? Doesn't look like it. He tries to man up, and it's not going to happen. Kasani spooks him with the ghosts, kills him off. Well played by the Death Prophet, and now can try to transition into a push. In fact, No Tail just TPing out, and Rogers rotated in, so it looks like it may end up being a tower trade, but this Funnick, the Moon Lord, he's in too far. He doesn't have the stacks. He just melts. No reactive armor, really, and easily dealt with.
Well, very easy pickups. The Penitence, great spell as well. And 33 using this creep army to great effect to make early rotations. 5 neutral creeps this early on is very hard to deal with. And the Batrider with the magic damage able to really threaten this Timbersaw.
Seb has rotated, so in the end, looks like they did slow the push down enough. Sumail still hanging around at OG. Don't want to give up any free towers, gods.
Yeah, Seb's rotated up here, so
he has that. He's closing out on the bots as well.
He's going to have a lot of global presence with that item.
They start with a Boundless Strike. Sumail walking in, trying to get the Jingu stacks up, but Kasani will just bounce away. Namaposhka rotating back. So 3v3, but with Seb here, they probably don't want to fight.
Yep. I think as this game goes on, we're not seeing the Timbersaw take over the game like I thought Funnick might be able to do, just because of how well Seb's done, following him around the map. And then once you kill him a couple times, that completely ruins his game. And now he's going to maybe get solo killed. 33 with the neutral creeps. Oh,
he's low. He's going to have another shockwave, but Funnick does now have the max reactive armor, so he'll heal up. Should be able to get away. Meanwhile, there's an invasion, though, as Bounty are spawning. Deb gets off the lasso, dragging in the Death Prophet, doesn't have the Exorcism. Saksa sneaking in from behind, but there's a Spirit Siphon. Gets the Vendetta hit, gets the stun follow-up. They have the burst, they get the kill. Now onto Maposhka, looking for the Jingu. Sumail thinking about the Wukong's command, not going to drop it. Maposhka, low, the tree gets dropped, trying to block and run away. Sumail commits the Wukong's. Only finds the PL, who just jumps right out of there with Doppelganger. Bit forced by him, but in the end, they do end up losing the Timbersaw. He went down bottom. Looks like 33 did find it.
Oh, wow. 33 is just bullying this Timbersaw.
Funnick is getting bodied now.
Yeah, the 2 deaths back-to-back kind of ruined his game, because his hero is meant to be the counter to the Chen, but once you fall behind, your game gets really difficult. You're 1,700 net worth behind Chen. If you're sitting, you're meant to be sitting like 5k net worth with the Chen, and if you have a hood plus an armor item maybe, it's a whole lot of a different game. He's going for this hood first to deal with the Batrider, but that does not help with the Chen, which is more of a physical damage threat. And yeah, you just can't play from behind. So it really looks like HellRaisers is going to be falling back into let's hope our PL carries us kind of mode, with Timbersaw's game being ruined. Kasani's having a rough time because he was playing in the offlane as a Death Prophet, so it does feel like a very full Protect 1 draft at this point.
I thought that was a HellRaisers Ironwood tree, but it was actually Sumail, so I guess he was trying to set up for the tree dance into the Primal Spring. Maybe that was the ping again, but didn't end up working out as the Bounty Rune spawned earlier. Now they're diving Funnick, and they're going for the Timbersaw, and they're going to kill him again. It looks like tries to chain away. Seb covering the path of retreat, and will roast him in the flames. They lost their tier 1 top while this was happening, but the deaths on the Timbersaw are adding up. He is 0-4. Half of the team's deaths.
Yeah, I think OG's doing a really job playing around Timbersaw, and I think combine that with Funnick making some bad rotations and bad decisions about where to lane, his game's in complete disaster mode. Tier 2 already claimed. OG starting to well and truly run over them. And the issue is when you're alone as a PL trying to carry the game against 3 farm cores, it can get very difficult to do so. We saw OG in one of their previous games. They had like a Radiance Batrider trying to counter PL, the Firefly. It's still some decent AoE damage, so they're going to have an okay amount of AoE damage to deal with PL illusion.
Another Arcane Rune. Seb, he was waiting for a juicier prize. He brings Kasani into the creep army. He gets shredded. Now Seb chasing for more. Keeps on diving onto Maposhka and Funnick. Don't think they can commit for a follow-up kill. But with the tower, that is not going anywhere, and they should be able to grab it. I don't know if you mentioned this, guys, but Nyx has actually gone into a hood first on the PL. So not mentioning the defusal. Obviously, there's a lot of magic damage.
This is a build you almost would always see when people would pick like Zeus to counter PL. I think you see it similarly against the Batrider. It's a very cost-effective survivability item. It does slow down your diffusal Manta timing is, of course, the downside, but sometimes when you feel like you're going to be pressured and run at and you may need to contribute, the Hood gives you a way to do so.
It seems like a good pickup given the matchups he's facing, but the problem is it delays when you can fight with the diffusal blade.
Absolutely.
So it is certainly a trade-off as they make, again, a committed jump onto Funnick, and again, Funnick's just dead.
Oh, Sumail hits damn fast. What's he got?
He's got Echo.
It's got the Hellbear aura
yeah,
too.
That's
what
right,
it was. It's like, where's all that attack speed coming from?
They're trying to set up on Soxa in the top lane. Roger's there, starts with the Rolling Thunder. Perfectly timed right as he breaches high ground, but there's the Carapace. Unfortunately, rolls the wrong way. Then it stops, and Seb gets into position. Soxa wants to engage. The dust not connecting. And he can look for a chase. 33's arriving. They may lose Roger for this. Already support Pango sitting at the bottom of the net worth chart, right there with the Void Spirit. And they're getting onto Roger. Sumail leaps forward, gets him with the Primal Sprint, secures the kill. Still 33 chasing Nyx all the way back to his triangle. And they're looking pretty fearless right now. OG are just not afraid of these HellRaisers rotations.
They're going to have a really fast Spirit Vessel on Nyx Assassin 2, which is going to ruin both Death Prophet and Timbersaw's game. Chen almost has Greaves to go with the Helm of the Dominator.
Another lasso, another silence.
Everywhere.
Funnick, he's died in the same spot like 5 times already. Stop going there, my man. There's no wards, there's no help, and he's just getting punished. Well, there is one ward. I should correct myself, but
if this is a pub game, he's being reported right now. This is where like everyone else in the game is like, what are you doing, man? You're just ruining this game for us. Obviously, he's not intentionally doing anything like this. He's just being outplayed by OG. And, you know, it's kind of your job as a Timbersaw to play this bottom lane to an extent, but you have to make those adjustments when you're playing from behind. Batrider's there countering you. And now Chen has this solo kill threat, plus a boot to travel in from a Batrider. You can't just keep playing by yourself. I think Funnick is making a big mistake not playing more around his team. Let the PL play alone.
Let's see. Is he heading back bottom? No, he's thought better of it. Now 0-6. Still half of their deaths. That hurts. Well, can they recover, gods? You're running a... You know, we talked about this as like the 5-core draft. They've got the support Pango and Void Spirit.
So they've got the late game, right?
Yeah, you know, if these heroes farm, but they need items later on to really contribute. They are the bottom 2 in terms of net worth. Meanwhile, Death Prophet caught out again. Alliance are there, but here comes the interruption. Rolling Thunder through, combined with the Void Spirit. It's good damage being done. Mystic Flare, not going to kill off the DP. She stays alive. Chen Army in pursuit. She should be able to get out of there. It's a great ambush sprung by HellRaisers. They found 2. Can they get more? The PL, very tanky. He's going to hood up, gives pursuit. Seb's got to back away, and Maposhka looking for the catch. Has the 8th Remnant, reels him back in. Soxa ready with the stun. Can he find the angle? He does. Gets Seb, well, maybe towards safety, but he's walking into the DP and right into a Spirit Siphon. There's nowhere to go. They've trapped the bat, and now they've clipped his wings. 3 down, looking for 4. What a huge turnaround by HellRaisers. They're going to get No Tail 2. The lone survivor is Soxa scurrying away. They should be able to get a tier 1 as well.
You asked LD, they answered. Immediately, they find a perfect team fight. Death Prophet, the perfect bait there. Everything was kind of used and thrown on Death Prophet, but when you have that triple Spirit Siphon and you're able to turn it around like that, the fight just looks really ugly for OG.
It's going to be a team wipe, perhaps. Soxa, he did get off the Carapace. That will save his life, but it can't save the tower.
Yeah, they didn't have the Spirit Vessel yet, so...
Dust again. Runs in. Soxa, I don't know if he was ready for round 2. Is he baiting or is he feeding? We're about to find out. Sumail thinking about support. It is a team wipe, though long delayed. And a tower to boot OG. That is a big gold swing. They're trying to turn this, though. They get the PL. They found the real one. Can they kill him is the question. They've got a few Jingu stacks. Gets off the Boundless. He's so slow by the 8th Remnant, though. This PL's really tanky. They finally bring Nyx down. Had to commit a lot. Now they're getting Roger. Right back the other way we go. Funnick trying to jump out. Does chain across the way. And No Tail still pursuing. He wants a piece of Funnick. Not sure he'll be able to get him, though.
After him.
Nice 8th Remnant by Maposhka again. Secures the retreat.
Whew. Chaotic fight. HellRaisers definitely going to be happy with that one overall. The PL dying in the end off of a nice Seb lasso, definitely not the outcome they were hoping for to end the fight, but...
Look at this. Straight into the Ags. I think we saw one Ags build yesterday on PL, but he's going for it really early. No Yasha yet. Not building a Manta. I mean, Manta seems like kind of the safe, obvious choice, right? Versus Bat and Sky, but how do you feel about this?
Surprised by this. He obviously likes the stats from the item. It does help tank you up, which is the reason you can. Normally, you get this Treads Diffusal, and against a lineup like OG's, you can't fight. But the Hood plus Nether Shawl is giving him a ton of magic resist, which is actually enabling him to fight. We had our observer there highlighting just how much magic resist he had, and OG are struggling to kill him unless they're throwing everything on him. I think the Ags is just going to allow him to be this really strong early game fighting threat, and he just feels he doesn't need the Dispel from the Manta to play into the Skywrath Silence. He's just able to sustain his way through it. So I'm curious to see how it plans out. I would have expected just to see a Manta style. I think that would be the more logical item, but the Ags does in some ways make sense.
And I guess it still helps your farm a bit with the minimum distance and removing the cooldown. So that you can pretty much always be rushing and getting the Agi boost. Probably not as much as Manta, I'm guessing, but still a decent farming item in its own right.
You're just going to be able to constantly stay on top of these heroes in these fights, but
it'll be interesting to see if it works.
This will be my first time seeing any kind of an Ags rush on PL with at least the new Ags, since it used to be that multi-Spirit Lance.
Definitely says a lot about their game plan, that they want to fight. They don't just want to play split push and farm versus OG.
Yeah. And OG's forcing them to fight. They're just constantly running at them, and OG's not looking to go late game particularly, but now the game gets intriguing. This is the item that if OG had, they would have just probably team wiped them. They would have killed the Death Prophet and then won the last team fight. The Spirit Vessel is up on Nyx Assassin, so we'll have to see what HellRaisers do to address this. They're going to need ways to dispel it for sure. Timbersaw has a pipe. He's going into a Yule Scepter. Death Prophet already has a Yule Scepter, so you can get out multiple Spirit Siphons and then self-Yules to purge off the Spirit Vessel, so that gives you a play against it.
OG slowing down the pace a bit, and we do see Sumail queuing up the Radiance once again. Did this yesterday or 2 days ago, I believe.
Okay.
And he is really their only carry, so this will give them a little more team fight, some more late game, and obviously great against the PL. Poshka walks right into the waiting arms of OG, and that will be a kill on the support Void Spirit.
He kind of jumped into that one. But yeah, no, this is going to be obviously a necessary item playing against PL.
Extends your timer if there is one.
Yep.
And I guess that's kind of my question, Gods, is there a timer for OG?
I don't believe so. I think with farm on all three of these cores, they do still scale fairly well. Often Chen is talked about a hero that's playing on a timer. But I think...
But not often do you see the carry Chen. I think it's only 33 who's playing it.
The support Chen falls off super hard. This carry Chen with all these items, I mean, you're still... It's similar, you just have more of the team/aura items. You can see here has now drums queued up, so it's not like this Chen is going to get some crazy late game items that turn the game or anything, but everyone on your team is just going to be so strong and sustainable. Having just all these team items just makes it that much more difficult, and these Radiant heroes like Timbersaw don't exactly recover well either, so it's all about just itemizing to be able to team fight and deal with the PL, which is what OG is doing a good job of so far.
Bit of a lull here in the action, only that one kill in the last 5 minutes or so. Both teams content to farm. And Sumail has caught up to the PL in terms of net worth, has the Relic now. Yeah. He could actually pull ahead if he gets this Radiance, but mid lane, the jump forward onto N0tail. They get off the silence, and N0tail will go down. He's getting closer to the Atos, but still needs the Staff of Wizardry. So, HellRaisers get a kill. Can they convert it into anything?
I don't know. Roche sounds... I mean, obviously it's doable when you have Exorcism, but it sounds very risky, and
no one else on their team is that good at Roche.
Seems...
And OG are so good around the pit, right? The Wukong's command, the Bat Rider, Nyx, a lot of ways to slow you down, and then suddenly your Exorcism runs out, or your DP gets kidnapped, and that's a bad fight.
There's a lot of ways for the Carapace to set up some stuns, and OG's just gonna, chain stun you. There's triple Centaurs now from 33. This is kind of where your late game can go. You're just gonna be chain stunning people in team fights. Now picks up a Solar Crest so he can buff up his Monkey King even further, so giving all of the attack speed to the teammates.
Yeah, Sumail is gonna have so many buffs this game. The drums, the R's from the creeps you mentioned, the Solar Crest. He's gonna be a very beefy Monkey King. It almost feels like a 4 Protect 1 now, with the way they're itemizing and the way they're playing. Do smoke. Sumail still was jungling, so his smoke broken. But they look for the opportunity to jump in mid. Seb has the blink now. And closing in on a BKB. And when you think about it, Gods, like, they don't have a counterplay for a blink BKB lasso this game.
Nope, that could just be a free kill for OG to start off every single fight, assuming whoever gets lassoed.
Oh, they won Nyx.
Be bursted.
This would be a tasty kill, but he's a tanky boy. Can they get him? Jumps down towards the low ground. Sumail leaps into the middle of the PL army. That's not really where he wants to be. The Wukong command comes out, but Sumail is low. He gets the heals. He stays alive. They're committing everything for Sumail. He does end up getting Kasani, but he pays with his own life. Now Seb on the way out. Yules will interrupt that. He's not going anywhere. Soxa also pulled in. They can kill off Seb and then look for some follow-up. No, they can't. The jukes. Seb gets out of there. He runs a circle around Nyx. He blinks away to freedom. Can the rest of OG retreat? Still surging forward. Nyx in the midst of it. I don't know if he can fight the whole Chen army. He's been silenced. He keeps on running with the eggs. He keeps on chasing. He's very strong. He gets one. Now he's looking for more. Into the pit go the illusions. Seb getting pulled back with an Aether Remnant. Soxa on the rear side of the fight does clean up the support Pango. Still, Nyx running around the pit. Seb trying to toy with this.
Clip so well.
He's kiting him so effectively. The stun comes through. There's the Spirit Vessel. Another Doppelganger. The Chen army just descends and massacres Maposhka. Phantom Lancer is going to be next here. It looks like Josh is away to the creeps. Keeps on running. I don't think he's getting out of here, Gods. He's got the stick. He's got the Doppel, and they've caged him into the Centaur Stomp. No, the help comes in from Funnick. Nyx keeps on running forward, and in the end, he will die. I believe that's for this fight. Funnick on the back foot, now retreating, and Sumail, he's back into the fight. His respawn rejoined the fray, and they will get the kill on the Timber.
Oh, man.
And a double damager and spawn near the pit, but Roger is going to snag this to deny an easy Roche.
What a back and forth game. What a back and forth team fight. It starts off very poorly for OG. They lose Sumail. The Chen was able to throw out the ultimate, but was too far away to kind of get in on the fight. I don't think some of the rest of OG were expecting Sumail to go in so aggressively, even in the Wukong's command.
I thought he was just going to instantly feed and die.
Yeah.
Did he have Radiance before that fight? I guess he did.
He had Radiance.
That's what saved him, the mischance.
It kept him a bit longer, allowed the Chen to get off the heel, and that just meant that HellRaisers have to commit that little bit more to kill him. And Seb playing around the Roshan pit with Firefly.
Well, this is happening.
They
kidnapped Roger mid. Sumail there to follow up Seb. They get the kill. By the way, that was a full team fight, as Pop-Tart pointed, or team wipe, as Pop-Tart pointed out. Okay. So they got all 5, make it 6 now, and they're hunting for Kasani. This could be 7 in just a few minutes. All of a sudden, OG out to a massive gold lead. That's not your base, Kasani. 9K advantage. Man, it was so even before that fight, and just look at all the red dots peppering the net worth chart.
Yeah, that's the thing. OG's just going to keep running at you for kills. Oh, you killed Sumail. We don't care. We're going to just run at you with the other 4 heroes. The Chen creep army. The Nyx is doing a great job landing these stuns, getting Spirit Vessels on the real PL time and time again. And life is getting very difficult for HellRaisers. I feel like they need to structure these team fights more around the Death Prophet ultimate, but...
Last fight, she just got bursted and died. Yeah. She was the first hero dead on HellRaisers.
Their lineup kind of lacks good, reliable disable, other than the... I mean, they have the Pango ultimate, which I wouldn't really consider like a reliable disable. It's this long cooldown.
And they got a clumsy net of a Poshka.
Yeah, that's all when that's all you got to highlight, then things are in a difficult place. And particularly these heroes like Batrider that are just going to Firefly around, have this high movement speed with boots of travel. You got to address that.
And now that just feels like they're all playing their own game. That's 3 deaths with heroes just running around by themselves. OG have wards everywhere, and they're going to punish that. Did you see Nyx top? Sumail lurking in the trees, comes in with the pounce, does get off and they keep on hammering away on Nyx here. He's brought him down pretty low. Seb has the BKB, has the lasso.
He's trying to figure out which is the real one. He wasn't sure.
Oh, Seb. In the end, he's going to hesitate, but he will grab Funnick instead. Pulls him out of the Mystic Flare. A few mishaps here for OG, but not enough to prevent them from getting the kill.
Seb didn't want to end up on a 50-50 Reddit clip about lassoing an illusion, so he decided.
I thought you said they wanted to entertain the fan.
Yeah, that's true. Come on,
so Seb, make up your mind.
Yeah, the fails with the highlights. Very tricky. If the PL's not attacking, you can't really differentiate the tanky doppelganger illusion with the real one, so Nick's doing a good job microing with that doppelganger illusion to make it impossible for Seb to differentiate between them.
We're gonna see a Sanjin Yasha on Nyx.
Once some status resist and ability to just run in. I mean, you're playing against what, like the Lasso, the Nyx stuns.
Yeah,
I guess deciding he just doesn't need this Manta style spell.
It feels like at some point he probably wants, you know, True Strike as well to deal with the miss, but
yeah,
it's more of like a utility tank PL, but can they dish out enough damage in team fights is going to be the question.
Yeah, I think if he gets like an SMY into a Satanic, he's gonna try play this unkillable PL that can always heal himself back up. The issue may become damage at that point, because if his teammates aren't alive behind him, then who's going to be dishing out damage in these fights?
Timber's not. We've seen he's died repeatedly.
Yeah.
The Death Prophet can't seem to get off a good ult without getting focused, so somehow they've got to, you know, find a better way to start the fights. And that's going to be tough when OG have this vision. Look at this just network of wards entirely surrounding the Radiant Triangle. That is the no-fly zone for HellRaisers.
And they're just being kind of herded into their own base, and they can't leave right now. OG just going to continue to increase their lead further and further. They've been poking at this top tier 3 tower and will continue to do so with the Aegis. Sumail
now has the eggs. Yep. Helps you with the siege as well.
It's good with the Radiance. Every time you jump down, you make those... I mean, you're just constantly making these little totems that have the Radiance burn, so it's all this AoE damage wherever you go. It's this kind of new Monkey King build we've seen here and there against the Illusion Heroes. It's amazing.
Sumail is taking a lot of damage from the Chakram. He's going to commit the Wukong's command. Now chasing forward onto the Death Prophet. Eul Scepter used to try and cover his retreat as they just want to bring this tower down, and they will secure it. Seb, meanwhile, does manage to find a kill on the Void Spirit all the way down at the bottom lane. Yeah. Way out there. And while this is happening, he's going to TP into the Chen army. You're not killing those creeps in time, so it's a 5v4 power play. Does OG commit for the racks? But still have the Aegis for a bit longer. I think it's about, what is it, like 30 seconds here or so? Sumail keeps on working on the ranged racks. Is going to bring it down. Almost, though, gets disarmed.
They can't overcommit because of the Aegis, and if they commit and they kill him once, he's just going to turn it around on them. You're taking so much damage from the Monkey King statues.
Ranged racks is out, and now they found their opening. Diving in on the Death Prophet, instantly blows up. She has a BKB, no buyback, not going to get to use it. Now Funnick's in trouble, and Funnick likely to drop. Timber chains away, just barely retreating towards the fountain, but the Spirit Vessel making it hard for him. No Tail is caught out. PL's moving in, but Nyx is just not tanky enough. No matter how many defensive items he builds, he still goes down. OG, the tips are coming out. The mana burn from Soxa secures 4th, and just like that, OG. Yep. Do they just throne it? They're gonna try. The GGs are called.
Yeah, Nyx Assassin hit a Carapace on the Crypt Swarm, I believe, so Death Prophet set herself up to get chain stun, a impale into Monkey King Boundless Strike, got blown up, unable to use BKB.